Many people in life just fail to notice that very simple things that one does automatically actually make one's life worse. One of the things that comes to mind first is judging other people. Lots of people go through life constantly in their minds, if not actually verbally, telling other people what's wrong with them. And even by just thinking about what is wrong with somebody, as in, you may not like what they're wearing, or you may think they look a little bit silly with that hairdo, or they're rather silly in the way they handle things, or whatever. Even that thought is a judgment. And that thought creates a barrier between you and that person. It's a barrier to love, basically. And that person will instantly not like you very much. They won't know, they won't necessarily, unless they're very psychic, pick up the fact that you're judging them, but they instinctively won't be overly fond of you. And you, of course, will feel judged by them. And it just doesn't make for good relationships. And by learning how to accept somebody just the way they are, gets rid of that barrier between you and them, allows the love to flow, and you will notice that if you can accept that person just the way that person is, that person will accept you. I first learnt about not judging when I was in pain that no doctor or any painkiller had any effect on. I was travelling in India and Sri Lanka at the time, and I discovered that by observing the pain, but by observing it and saying things like it feels a little bit spotty today or something, rather than it hurts, it feels black or it feels nasty, by using non-judgmental vocabulary to myself about it, it stopped hurting. I mean, I was still aware it was there, I still couldn't walk very far because of it, but the type of pain associated with it had gone. I do need to point out this is not something that you do instead of visiting a doctor. I did it in an emergency, and I was visiting doctors at the time, but they were not able to help. And then I met somebody later in India who I told this method to, and they told me they'd used the same thing on sound. This man had lived next to an Indian cinema for months, blaring out music 24 hours a day on a very bad sound system. And he had discovered by hearing it, but not actively listening, and by not using judgmental vocabulary in his head about the music, after a while he no longer heard it. And I actually read somewhere of somebody who tried this out in the office. They had a very difficult, nobody liked each other, it was a very bad atmosphere, and the boss was particularly unpleasant. And this person decided not to judge his boss. And over a matter of weeks, his relationship with the boss got better and better. And then other people started to get a better relationship with the boss. And after a few months, the very nasty atmosphere in the office had changed into very good atmosphere with everybody getting on. And it was just, as I say, started by somebody who decided to stop judging his boss in his head and to stop joining in conversations with other members of staff that were versus judgment. And I found this not judging things. I mean, you can apply it to inanimate objects.